So let us see. This is what we are showing you, that this is the equation. This is the equation. Now epsilon, from that page where basic material science equations were given, epsilon is ln h naught upon h1. This is forging. So h naught is original height, h1 is final height, right? So ln this is given. Both heights are given in the problem. Yes, original height is given, final height is given. So this is very simple. This is the epsilon 1. This is the epsilon 1, isn't it? So this will be given. This is written slightly wrongly, right? That is why I have written this, that this is from a page in the book. Maybe in a later edition it is corrected already, but this value is not correct. You know that the original was given as 10.16, and the final height is 5.08, right? The value is correct, 0.693, but I don't know why they multiplied by some value. So this is wrong. Book is also written by human beings, typeset by human beings, right? So this is the correct value, but this is it. This is the strain. Now in the book, you have the book. Chapter 2 we left out for you. Because it was basic material science. But table 2.3 in the book is giving you the values of K and N for different materials. So you can go back to table 2.3 in your book, and you will see for your material annealed 4135 steel, exactly this must be written, not just 4135 steel, because in different conditions the same steel has different values. So it is in the annealed condition. So annealed 4135 steel, find this material in table 2.3 in the book. Please do that so that you are 100% sure that the values are correct. So if you do that, go to table 2.3, find annealed 4135 steel. You will see that K is 1015 megapascal and small n is 0.17, and the equation is Y or sigma is equal to K epsilon n. Remember, right? So that is why we are saying. Now if you are in an exam or in a quiz, then I will either give the property tables. I will give table 2.3 with the formula sheet, right? Or I will give the value inside the question. But if you are doing a homework and so on, then you know that you can go to chapter 2 and find the properties there, right? And find the properties there. So here, please do that. Make it a habit that please go to chapter 2, find the table and find the values yourself, so that you are 100% sure that these are the correct values. Quickly summarizing the problem again, right? The values are given and so on. All the values are given, and based on your analysis, you know that this is the equation that you will use. In this equation, the final height is known, the final radius you don't know, the value of friction you know, YF you have to find out. YF, you have the equation K epsilon n, so you want to find the epsilon. Epsilon is ln h naught upon h1, so this is 0.693. This is wrongly typed by the book. So epsilon is given. Now once epsilon is given, you can put it in YF equation and find Y. So this is your equation. YF is K epsilon 1 raised to n. The value of K is given from the table, right? Epsilon 1 you have just calculated. The value of n is given. So it comes out to be megapascals, this much megapascals. Remember, because we are directly writing answer in megapascal, so we are using the megapascal value here. Otherwise, your general habit should be you write 1015 into 10 raised to 6, right? 1015 into 10 raised to 6. But because we knew that this is a strain which is unitless, this is just a number. Therefore, if this is in megapascal, the answer is directly in megapascal. So YF is now known, right? Now, final height. How will you know the final height? How will you know the final height? Remember, we always have in earlier problems also volume constancy. Volume constancy. That the height can change, the thickness can change, the dia can change, but the volume remains constant. So what is, right, when the height is original height h naught, then a naught A naught H naught is the original volume, and final volume is AF HF, or call it A1 H1, right? So original dia is known. So original area is pi r square original into original height, isn't it? Into original height. Similarly, final is pi r squared, but this r is the last r, r1, and h1 is known. So pi r0 square h0 is equal to pi r1 square h1 square. Combine them. Don't look at their solution. Don't look at their solution. You do what you do, right? Pi r squared original is equal to pi r squared h final, and you will find that r1, the radius at the end of the stroke, is 10.7763 centimeter, right? So the radius is also known. The radius is also known now, right? We found a strain. From a strain we found y, and now the radius is also known. Okay, so we can go ahead. And here I am writing that equation, that don't look into their equation. Pi by 4 d square h1 or pi r squared, right, and so on. So therefore whatever you want, right? I have written both so that whether you are using pi by 4 d square or you are using pi r square, you will get the equation and the answer will be the same. And then the average equation. The average equation. So now you have the average flow equation, right? Average flow equation again. YF you have already calculated, mu is known, R1 you have already calculated, H is known, isn't it? So you just substitute these values. So therefore for YF, whatever you calculated, you put the value. This 2 is there, mu given value, R you just found it, right? H you just found it, 3 is there. So now in these equations again, if R is also in centimeter, H is also in centimeter, then without conversion you can use it because they will cancel each other out. Otherwise you can write into 10 raised to minus 2 for meter and so on. And when you put all the values there, then you get this value, 1223 point something megapascal, right? This is the average pressure. This is the average pressure. So again, let me impress upon you, right, that you read the question carefully, you write the data knowns and unknowns, then you go back to the equations and you plan out that how will you do it. That this is my final equation which I will use, right? This is my final equation for average pressure which I will use. I am given mu and I am given H, but I will have to find final radius from constant volume equation. I will have to find YF from the sigma is equal to K epsilon n equation, and there I will have to find the epsilon. So you do those things. Now you have this, so just multiply it by the area and you have the force, and right, multiplied this by the area and you have the force. And what value of radius? Pi r square. So at the end of the stroke, so the final radius, right? So this final radius, not the original one, pi r square, this final one. So this much. They are given a very strange value of kilogram force. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. You directly give the force in newtons. The book does that sometimes, because in the industry also sometimes, because you just have to multiply it by 9.81 and you will get the Newton value. But why complicate things? To me, that the best thing always in a solution, the best thing always is to write all the values in basic units. If it is megapascal, write so many into 10 raised to 6. If it is centimeter, write so much into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. If it is millimeter, write so much into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So you write basic units and give answers in the basic units. So force should directly be given in newtons. So please don't think that your answer is wrong. This answer, multiply this by 9.81, then the kilogram value is changed to Newton value, and then you will see that your answers are correct. I took a little longer today than normal lectures. because I did not want 20% of the problem hanging in. I wanted to finish at the end of this problem. But I guarantee, again, right, please take that to heart. If you go through the lectures very carefully, the lecture notes and the video lectures, and when you come to this problem of forging that we have solved, this problem, and you do not look at my solution at all, you follow my advice that read the problem very carefully, write down all the data, knowns and the unknowns, go and select the very correct equation that you have to solve for. Keep your mind very much open whether you have to use Y bar, whether you have to use YF, whether you have to use average pressure equation or the other variable pressure equation, whether you have to use the cylindrical equation or the plane strain rectangular equation. Do all the choices correctly, and then go through the steps step by step, that this is not known, this is not known, this is not known. So for final radius or final height, I want the constant volume equation. For the YF, I use the YF equation. For that, I need the strain, go to the strain equation. You do step by step, and just by doing this one problem with a very open mind, with complete understanding, you know 80%, 90% of every type of problem that we can give you in forging, right? So this is my guarantee, that if you do this one problem with totally open mind and real understanding, then this is more than enough. Of course, then there is homework and there are end of the chapter exercises. You do 1 or 2 or 3 more for good practice, but this is it, right? So please try to do that in every lecture. Please keep on studying well, preparing in advance. Don't wait till the announcement of a quiz or an exam to cover all the material in 1 or 2 days. For today, this is it. This is where we stop. Thanks a lot. Ma salama.